looking fault right there. Now you know why they were looking all around here. There's where we come from, that other fault. Goes all the way across the lake and right over there, past it. Hopefully dive down to it and get it loose. Oh, can you?
Well, I mean, I can imagine them.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming out pretty steep right here.
Yeah.
I think you need to go out that way.
A little bit. Okay, we're on the bottom again. I'm gonna put it in on, should I put it in on, I guess we're floating that way.
Just as long as you're running the tether, so you put it where you want.
Push the, there you go. Well, we're out here today looking for a Spanish cannon. If we find one, we're gonna call the Utah Historical Society.
Well, they get hysterical.
and Greg will have a cannon sitting out in front of his lodge. Yeah, right. They'll probably take it right to the state capitol.
It'll disappear and nobody will ever see it.
We're gonna get video of it if it's there anyway.
Yeah.
Let me hold that, John.
So we're up here with this underwater drone. John and Rick have come up here today in Moon Lake. So tell me the story. Tell everybody the story.
Well, basically, from what I gather, I was reading through some research from some of these old treasure hunters and found where they used to have an old, before the new lodge that Greg runs now, they used to have an old dock and they used to have dances on it. And the
Floating pavilion.
yeah, floating pavilion, and they were dancing. It's a unique experience. They were out on the water and the waves and everything, and so they, I guess, a couple of guests had were a little tipsy, and they leaned against a rail and fell in and drowned, one or two, depending on the story. And they got a diver in here. Of course, this was back in the day when diving was not scuba gear. You know, it was a oxygen head or a head tank and weighted helmet. And they went in and they eventually recovered them. And when they were looking, they come across a cannon that was laying in the water by where it went deep, on a ledge or underwater ledge. And that was just like a side note to the story, but. Am I drifting? I must have hit a deep. Our anchor's drifting now. Got a little excitement here. It's on there. It's just the wind's just pushing us still, dragging the anchor. Anyway, they okay. So anyway, I guess that's where the Canon story started, and over the years there's been a couple different versions, but supposedly it's in the old newspaper microfilm record in Vernal, one of the Vernal newspapers. I sent you some links, Greg, to that, so you can
able to find it. I'm sure I have it. I'm sure I have it.
Yeah.
You went to Sentinel?
You went to Sentinel. It's in 2 newspapers at that time, so however authentic that story is. Of course, the lake has changed a lot since then.
Yeah, so the original lodge, what year was that?
1933 according to one story.
That was before the dam was built, so the lodge would have been right here.
Right.
Just right out there by this side of that truck, probably somewhere between us and that truck over there. So it's got to be right in this area then.
Yeah, that's what I would think. The other article, and you don't know, one treasure story embellishes on another. One said it was in the 20s and one said it was in 1933, but the 33 is seems more reliable because they have a date and a reference and all the details. Yeah.
So the first permit for the lodge was issued in 1925.
Okay.
And the first lodge was built in 1927. And I'm not sure when that dock was built, that floating dance floor.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember when that was built. I'd have to look it up again. But if it was before 35, you see that lodge was moved from here up to where it is now in 38.
Uh-huh.
So if it was before that, the lodge was here, that means that dance floor was probably here.
Right here somewhere. And this makes more sense because there's known mines over on this side. I mean, there was one supposedly on the other side too, but it seems like there's 2 or 3 right in this area. So that means one year when I was up here, there was a flat, and it looks like there was an old structure there because there's a bunch of old cut-off trees. It's really flat. And I told Dan, later I took a bunch of pictures, and I said, if I was gonna have because of that big mine right there, I says I'd have my house right here, and there's old rocks and stuff like it was a structure. So I don't know.
Give me one of those umbrellas.
Up on that bench?
Yes, just up a little bit to the north, it'd be west, almost west from where the park tree used to be, kind of on an angle back to the west.
Hold that.
So we're going to put this drone in the water and see what we can see down there.
Yep, see if we can at least see what's in there. And
so the original lake level was not this high. back in the 30s, late 20s, and earlier, the lake level was much lower. And over where these people are, Brown Duck Creek comes in, and the lodge was built along the creek. And they built a water wheel that turned a turbine and provided electricity for the lodge.
Oh, wow.
So they couldn't have been too far away.
Yeah, right. Push the, there you go. Up in there used to be an old mine. Okay, there's an old mine right here. You can see it's all collapsed and all this wood's over it. Some Spanish trees. Carved. Had a heart symbol and really interesting things. Maybe.
We can get the anchor.
Let to be you replaced any of that.
All right, now we're in a pretty good spot there. I think so. Twisted Sister. Yeah, that's pretty good. There's several faults along here you can see there and over there.
See that that crack that comes down right there?
Yeah.
Looks like the water runs down that draw.
Uh-huh.
About halfway up, there's kind of a shelf.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I can see that.
I've got two dowsers come there independently, and from Moon Lake, they both point
Right up
to
there.
the mine right there.
I don't
Well, it
doubt.
looks like the dump pile right there, don't it?
Out, yeah,
Below that, see that rock cliff right there, that little spot, just right below it?
a little different color soil.
I took one of them over on that white point, that light colored point. You see
Uh-huh.
right there? And he doused it.
Ready?
Pointed right up there.
Check the tether on it, make sure it's all hooked up good.
Yeah, it's
And then I talking to the guy, and I don't know how he knew. But he spent a lot of time with the Indians, so maybe the Indians told him, I don't know. But he said we were just looking at a map, and he said there's a mine right there, and he pointed at that same spot.
That's awesome.
So I just need to get some energy and height.
There's another inlet up here, isn't there?
Yeah, the main lake fork.
Yeah. Now Moon Lake is a true lake because it was a lake. It was not a dam. It was a lake before, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Natural lake.
It was, yeah. They just made a dam, made it bigger for irrigation.
Right.
Got a 7-pound something tiger trout.
That's why I like the tigers. They're usually pretty aggressive.
It's gorgeous fish.
Yeah, I like this. I like the pattern on them. They're wild.
Yeah.
What species of fish do they have in here?
Rainbows, tigers, flake, deep browns. They don't plant them anymore.
Right.
You can still get them grayling and kokanee salmon, whitefish.
Wow.
Kokanee salmon, really?
What else? Oh, cutthroats.
All trout species and salmon.
Yeah.
I know historically they caught a lot of big fish out of this lake. I fished it when I was a kid. Me and my dad come up here. We used to fish Rockport, Strawberry, and Flaming Gorge, and here. And this was more of a family camp out place than a big fish hunting. You know, the fish tasted a lot better out of this lake than they did out of Strawberry.
Really?
Strawberry fish were muddy. We used to hike. We hiked a lot. My dad's goal was to fish every fishable lake in the Uintas, but he didn't get there.
No.
He got a lot of them. He was an explorer leader for the Scouts for years, and then every summer they'd take a big trip and go hit about 10 lakes, you know.
Yeah.
I went with him when I was big enough to go, and then by the time I got big enough to really explore, we moved to southern Utah. But that's all he did was fish and golf. Me, I got the hunting gene, you know. I don't know how that, I like fish, but.
Yeah.
I'm not a fisherman.
We went out and caught a bunch last night. Took them back, put them on the barbecue, wrapped them in foil and cooked them. They were tasty.
Yeah.
I've talked to fishermen who have fish finders on their boats.
Yeah.
And they say right in this area off these cliffs,
Yeah.
there's some big old fish just hang out like 30 to 60 feet deep.
Lake trout or those flake or whatever they are.
Flake, I don't know, but say they can't hook them. They try jigging and everything.
They probably eat fish that are this big.
Yeah.
You think the Indians started the Nessie or the Moonie story, or because they have some legends?
Yeah, I think there's kids in high school years ago. I guess they had an assignment to collect, stories, local stories. And there's several of them in a book that we've got about Indian stories and their myths and legends and stuff. So it started way back then.
Wow.
But we had some coming. The Utes never come up here.
They're spooked of it, huh?
They're scared of this lake, I guess. So there was some down at Mountain Home, the store down there, one day, and I just was talking to them. I said, "So how come you guys never come up to Moon Lake? You got superstitions or something about that?" It's two guys.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think they really wanted to say anything. They looked at each other, and finally one of them said, "Well, our grandma said that there's a giant moose that lives in the lake. If you get too close to the water, he'll grab you and pull you in."
Well, that's about what his head would look like if it was one of those prehistoric things.
Yeah.
And pleistocores or whatever they are.
Well, and you got that story from Wabanwansits.
Yeah, up
here,
on top.
what do you call it? Dinosaur Lake, which is, I imagine, is somewhere over by Kidney Lake, or it is Kidney Lake, one of those lakes over there, where he saw a dinosaur come up out of the water and get up on the shore.
Was that when he's trying to get a gold bar or something, wasn't it? Or,
I think, yeah.
I think he was trying to fish one out.
Get some out. Yeah.
But if you realize historically, this would have been covered by some of those ancient lakes, the Seg Seaway or some of them others, and when that retreated, if there were big things like that in there, they would have been trapped in these little lakes, and they could, if they had enough food and whatever they need to survive, they could live here for a long time.
It's hard to imagine that there's still some left, you know.
Yeah.
If indeed they were here, but
right.
There was a guy. He came again this year, but 2 years ago, he said he saw the Moon Lake monster. Saw the head come up, swim along, and he turned around and he was by his cabin, and he hollered at his wife and kid to come out. And he said he watched it, and they came out just
it was going down.
The head went under the water, and the kids saw it go down, and then it made a wake for a little ways, and the wife saw it, and then it went down and disappeared. I have not ever seen anything. I would love to.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it'd be. I just saw something right there. Jump. Pretty good sized fish jumped right there.
Yeah, they were jumping all over last night.
I haven't seen it.
You're way out here now.
Okay, I want to bring it back because I don't want to get tangled in the rocks.
Okay. Let me pull it in.
Yeah.
Just,
Hope I'm not hooked on something.
I don't think you are. You're out here now.
Okay, I can see the surface. Now I'm up. Oh, it's way out there.
Oh, it's out there churning.
The video.
That's like this is about 50.
Hang out right there.
Oh, there's a nest up there.
Oh, you got a nest for sure.
Owl, probably.
Owl or a hawk.
Could be a parrot.
Yeah. Yeah, they.
Falcon in there. I don't know. It was over. Had a nest in the tree over there.
That looks like a road coming right down to the edge right there, but
There's a spring right there.
yeah.
Here's where you want to fish in the wintertime. Where, ice fishing.
When the fresh air
Where that fresh water comes in, they hang
brings
around,
oxygen in
hang
there.
around right here. We used to do a lot of ice fishing in South Dakota. How big did ice get here?
It was like a foot big. I was fishing right next to that. Got that 7 pounder.
Wow.
I like all the little ones.
My dad always caught more fish than me, but I always caught the biggest one. Well, usually, because I was a dumb kid trying every kind of lure and every. I got bored real quick, and I just started throwing stuff in. My dad would be like, "I can't believe you caught that trout on a bass worm," or some stupid thing.
You know, I was trying to catch some northerns one day, and I tried every freaking lure and bobber I had in the book, and the only one I had left was about that big. It looked like a rubber duck. Oh, yeah. It was a duck, and it had a little spinner on the back and hook stuck from the treble hooks coming down the side. I threw that sucker in there, and my dad said, "You will never catch anything on that thing." It wasn't a minute later. Whoa! Big northern came up and grabbed that sucker. And I go, "Oh yeah, Dad?"
I love ducks.
Yeah, this is pretty.
So that's the famous red pine shale that Dan can't stop talking about.
Yeah. I'll bet we scan that.
It's got some good minerals in it.
Gold in it.
Well, thanks for taking us out, Greg.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That was fun. No matter what, it was a lot funner than sitting back there thinking about it.
Yeah. At least we made an attempt at
In
it.
a haystack.
Yeah, it needs.
Underwater.
More like finding a needle in a stack of needles.
Yeah.
What a guy need to do is get side scan and run the lake and map it, and then they can plan.
Then
You
dive.
know what? They came out last year. The USGS or whatever, and sonar this lake and mapped it.
Oh,
Waiting for them to post it online.
they might have seen something. They're like, we dang, and put it out there. Right, and you can match GPS and you go to the dock.
Looking for that cannon. We never did find it. But I think what we got to do is get that
Side scan sonar.
USGS map of the lake.
Yeah.
And we know where the shelf stuff is.
Right. That way we've done half the work before we go out there.
Yeah. Yeah, we got.
But it was a good exercise for John.
Yeah, it was a nice.
It's fun to
Listen to him cuss
your
while he got
drone.
stuck in the rocks.
That scared me. That one. No way.
Well, we did get some of this good red pine shale. And in samples I've gotten from over by the dam, there's a trace of gold in it, and it looks similar to this. So we'll do a couple of shots here.
This is an XRF gun. Yesterday I could have told you what it stood for, but it
X-ray fluorescent.
fluorescent.
So let's see. Not much gold ever shows up, but there's sometimes
Always
there's
a little
trace.
bit.
Yeah. And I found that anywhere you find this red pine shell all across the Uintas, if you get a good sample, it'll have some gold. Yeah, see there's, oh, that's pretty good. AU is 26 parts per million.
Oh,
which
that is pretty good.
is probably maybe 3/4 of an ounce per ton.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Better get your barge, Greg.
I wonder if that's that gold stuff we can see there.
I don't know.
Maybe.
But see, that's that mine that's on the
A roll of map. What map
The
is that?
copper map.
Copper map. Yeah.
is in that area. So
Makes sense.
it makes sense.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away. As you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, 'cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going